Hello and welcome to the show. We start this week's first episode with Big Paz on Forza Horizon 4 and a Lamborghini that's... there's something not quite right there, is that it's not really what you want your car. It still works, I guess, but maybe it's new maglev technology for Lamborghinis, who knows. Dragon Dude up next, also on Horizon 4, has built a custom race, and, well, the checkpoints are a little bit too much for the AI. I presume the car's supposed to kind of loop around in front of the castle. However, the AI don't quite know how to make this work, and it's not is the safe answer there. A Speed Beast up next on Cyberpunk got stuck in a little bit of traffic. The game decided to fix it by launching said car at a building. It went through, at least part of the building, bounced off a sign. It got out of traffic, not the way you want it to or expect it to go, but, got some distance. It kind of got clear. We have Alpha CP up next on American Truck Simulator has just dropped off a trailer, is now heading out to leave. The game has other ideas as the truck I think it's the truck like transitions between the two different surfaces. That's when everything freaks out. You look in the mirrors, it didn't actually clip anything, but it has very much freaked out, being shuffled across on its side, sort of crushed up against the barriers and then released. I think we're going to need a tow truck or something to lift that back over. It's not gone well. Regulars go up next on Apex Legends. Is it a firefight? Thing's not quite going the right way, so does the brave thing and runs away trying to grab a vehicle to get out of trouble. The thing is, the vehicle, I think, has some sort of boost that got fired into a building. Now, floaty vehicles in buildings do not really go very well together. It does get out, but it's too late by that point. Don't drive your vehicle into a house is probably a good thing. We're on Teardown next. So these missions are notoriously difficult and very fiddly. Your timing has to be perfect with this stuff. So we're crashing through the garage, we're shooting the sort of bits down to get a painting, and there's another painting over here in the distance, and everything goes fairly smoothly so far on this run. However, the car takes an awkward bounce, hits a lamppost as they go to try and grab the other painting. The rolling car manages to pin him up against the wall. Yeah, that's not gone smoothly and perfectly. Entertaining though, entertaining indeed. PowerHendrix is up next playing Elite Dangerous. Now, on here, it's been a long time since I played this game, but now you can explore planets and there are vehicles to drive around and all of that sort of thing. Of course, in low gravity, that does mean that sometimes things go a little bit wrong for vehicles. It's 3 rolls. It's a good landing, though. Yes, okay, the low gravity means you get away with a little bit more, but still, that is a pretty good landing if we can just about figure out how to get said vehicle back under control. Speaking of falling over, King of Rally on Battlefield has managed to roll a tank, but of course, the tracks can still just about touch the grass. It's kind of glitching out, and the game doesn't really know what to do with it. The camera certainly doesn't know how to keep up with the tank that's fallen down a hill and is now kind of stuck. You don't have much idea of how to control it from there, really. And when jumped out of the tank, the game says, nope, that's enough. That's enough of that. Lord Crunch up next on BeamNG Drive is doing a rally stage and gets things a little bit wrong across some bumps. And the car's going to do the rest. First, we go for a very large number of rolls, then we go for some twists, and then we're going to go for the cartwheel section. It's a pretty solid routine from the sunburst. It's still going, and we're going to have a good landing. Well, it could be better, but still spectacular. If you know those wheels would have been amazing. As it is, still, that's a lot of different crashes in one go, basically. Skull up next on Race Room gets things wrong with an Indy car, and particularly like that, pinged off the wall, and then a huge number of spins and twists and flips, and he's definitely not happy about said crash. It does, though, bounce across the road and come to a rest, but you'd be very, very sick in that car. Garfield up next on GTR 2. This is with a Corvette going for a pass on the Porsche. Has a big dive up the inside, just about getting it stopped. The Porsche isn't happy with that and decides the best way to deal with the Corvette is to, well, basically bump it out of the way. Just lift the back end up and drive past it. Oh, there's a Lister Storm. Also, good clip for having a Lister Storm in it. Mike up next on Ultimate Blisters. So they're testing out a setup with a car, get a bit of a wobble off of the start line heading towards the AI, who then freaks out because it's close to the edge of the road, and that's the only thing it knows how to do, and that's apparently fall over. Yeah, it was getting a bit of a squeeze on the inside. I guess the AI just didn't know how to deal with it, and in trying to then subsequently deal with it, sort of did too fast for movements. Either way, it ended up on its roof. And finally, we have Fran stuff on Assetto Corsa. Now, they are racing modern Formula 1 cars around the classic style Monza. And from on board the player car, you just see some smoke, and then it lasts minute ditch swerve out of the way of whatever was going on because we're travelling at 200 miles an hour. You don't see much. What actually happened was AI car coming out of the pit lane can't negotiate the pit exit for whatever reason. Don't know why, but is struggling as it comes out. It just drives straight across the track into the Haas car. They have a nasty shunt. Force India is involved. I think there's the other Haas. I don't know, everything gets involved. The player does incredibly well to spot it in time and avoid, because the AIs, they certainly won't, or weren't, in order. That might be the Williams, actually. That was one of the cars involved in that one. But, yeah. It definitely needs to be safer on the pit exit there. That did not work. But that is going to be it for this episode. If you have clips you'd like to submit to this series, you can via a Google form. There is a link in the description of this video. All the rules and how to submit them are on there. That, though, is going to be it from me. Thank you all very much for watching, and until next time, a goodbye.